Okay, says we're live. Now we gotta wait for my YouTube video to catch up. While we wait for my YouTube video to catch up, all right, there's the audio. I want to point out that on the 2nd of January, there was this beautiful bow or pathway from one side of the Milky Way to the other with every single planet. I made the video on my channel. This even included what? Pluto and Neptune were still all within these bows, or within this bow. It was the butterfly cluster, the Sun, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, the Moon, and Mars, plus Pluto and Neptune were also within that bow on that day. And this bow, it turns out in the reading that I'm about to read, goes from Taurus, which is very close to Orion, all the way over here to Scorpio, Ophiuchus, and Sagittarius. I don't know if that was the day that we were supposed to make it to the butterfly cluster. Could have been. I don't know how often this lineup happens. I'm thinking it don't happen every year. I'm thinking this is a special occasion. But I still think that we can still get to the butterfly cluster, the splendors of the heavens. But on this day, it was just a beautiful lineup. January 2nd, 2023. And like I said, the video is on my channel. And we are going to get there. Should have did this already. We are going to get there one step at a time. Here's the next step. I've made many videos on the butterfly cluster. I found some more goodies I'm going to share with you now. I did mute that. Yes. Thank you for the thumbs up. And now here is the reading. Oh, I also set up a poll in the live chat. And the question in the poll is, do you want to overcome the reincarnation cycle? Questions, yes or no. I haven't done this before. This is my first poll. I have to clear my throat before I start reading. It's trying to be itchy now that I'm going to be reading. Isn't that lovely? So it starts out here at the top. I'm going to read it all. It says the 7 worlds. There's 7 levels of heaven in the Bible, 7 levels of hell. We have 7 chakras. I was born in the 7th month. Anyway, you know your 7s if you watch my channel. So the 7 worlds. This was interesting. A world divided to be united. That was very interesting, and I think that we should all ponder that one past this moment in time. So this is golden and silver gates, which are also the golden and silver keys. And I'm going to open this image in another tab so that it can be seen better by all. Okay. This is one side of, well, it's not exactly one side of the zodiac. I think it is. Yeah. And this is the other side, mirrored. But it's also the full circle. You know, if you connect the ends, well, I showed you in the video I recently made, if you zoom completely out in stellarium, it makes the Milky Way be a circle like a halo. And I think that's what all those halos are symbolic of, is the Milky Way being a halo. Once you've, you know, at first we see in part and then we see it clearly. First we're looking through a glass darkly and then we can see clearly. You know, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. You know, that song, yeah. I think that's the halo. But this says Milky Way as the river of life, which I've known already. So when I first found this article today, holy crap, I flipped. I see the Milky Way as a celestial river. And there is Bible scripture on it. And I think it'll read that down there. But Milky Way is the river of life, which if you drink of that water, you will never thirst again. 12 signs of the zodiac as 12 fruits of the tree of life on both sides of the river. There's scripture on that. Revelation, not revelations. It's one revelation. It seems like many, but it's just one. Altogether one. Revelation 22, how ironic. I'm master number 22. Holy crap. The river of life. I never put two and two together. I never figured that out. Those dots hadn't connected for me yet until I found this article, which I also shared a video on my channel that spoke about this. And somehow I came across the actual article. I looked up the Golden Gate or door or something like that of Sagittarius, and I found this. Revelation 22, the river of life. Then the angel showed me the river of the water of life, as clear as crystal, and it is, flowing from the throne of God and of the Lamb down the middle of the great street of the city, which that's the city up there. If you look at everything as one, as above, so below, that's our city mirrored down here, and vice versa. On each side of the river stood the tree of life, bearing 12 crops of fruit, yielding its fruit every month. I always wondered how was that possible, because the constellations, the main 12 constellations, plus Ophiuchus, of course, or Ophiuchus, I don't care. You know what I mean. They are all fruits on the tree. So up there is the tree. So the depictions of flat earth with a tree that doesn't even reach the top of the dome and cover the entire ceiling of the dome are, I would say, incorrect. It needs to be redone, because these are all like the branches. All these constellations, stars and everything are like, all these lines are like the branches, and everything else is like the leaves. And it does kind of read like that in the article I'm about to read. So those who are deniers, who don't yet know what I'm doing and think I'm wackadoo, the skies, the heavens pour forth God's speech to us day and night. And we are called to know what God is saying to us. You can call him God, you can call him Father, you can call him Creator, you can call him Source. I don't care what you call him, as long as you call him and learn his language. His, hers, he, she, it, I don't care. Learn the language. Yielding its fruit every month. And the leaves of the trees are for the healing of the nations, which we live down here, as above, so below. We live in these nations down here. Nations, houses, what's another biblical way of saying it? Mansions. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. More scripture pouring out of my mouth that I didn't know was going to. I go with the flow, y'all. So I'm going to zoom in on this so I can read it better. I don't know how much I should zoom in yet. I'll find out. Okay, that was the picture I already read to you. The stargates of God and man. How ironic that I also watch the TV series Stargate. And all of those constellations, and even the ones you cannot see, like the butterfly cluster, the splendors of the heavens, are all stargates. But there's two main ones. We're about to read about the two main ones. And the butterfly cluster is the one, definitely, because it's the golden gate, it's the golden key, it's the way out, it's the way home. It's, if you want to call it, redemption, freedom. Oh, nope, I will have to zoom. Oh, I think that's better. And the silver key is the key of reincarnation. And I have a visual of that in my head, which is not going to read like, this isn't going to read like my visual. My visual is comedic. It's funny. If all you did was receive the silver key in this lifetime, when you go to escape, you're going to hit the top of the dome like a bug on a windshield and fall back down to earth. Splat. I'm trying to give everybody the key of life. The key of life more abundantly. Real life. So let's read about the stargates of God and man. I should say it's by Ra, how ironic, Khepher, Kheper, Heru, Heru, and this was edited 2011, how ironic, because 1111 is the wake-up number. And my daughter was born at 1111, and she's a lamb, and I'm a lion. There are only two gates, two entryways. You can say it either way. They're saying there are only two gates or entryways. I would say there's many gates. There's two entryways and exit. There's only one exit, actually. Into heaven. One being the intersection between Taurus and Gemini. And it's known as the Silver Gate of Heaven, where Orion, Osiris, and whoever this other deity they used is called, is located. The intersection between Scorpio and Sagittarius, which is the winner chicken dinner, the lottery, the golden ticket, the one I'm focused on right now, is where Ophiuchus is also located. And it's known as the Golden Gate of Heaven. I didn't write this article. I told you who wrote this article and when they wrote it. So I did not write this article. I was led to it. The galactic center, they say lies. I'm going to say lays. Visually from our solar system along a line that passes through the Golden Gate. The constellation Ophiuchus, the serpent, they say holder, I say bearer, wielder, sits 180 degrees across from Orion. Face one, you face one and you face the galactic center. Face the other and you have your back to the galactic center. You don't want your back to the galactic center. You want your front to the galactic center. Ophiuchus sits in the direction towards the center of our galaxy. And remember, Ophiuchus, Scorpio, and Sagittarius are surrounding the butterfly cluster on all sides. The ancients called it the gate of the gods. I don't know why that scrolled over. I guess I went too far. So the gate I'm talking about is the gate of the gods. Now it's going to talk about Orion, which is not the gate of the gods. And this article also reads, exactly as I have said, we are not back at the arm of Orion, where Earth is not a Mandela effect, where it's back in the gate of Orion, in the arm of Orion. That is fake news. That is a lie, so that we think we're further away from home base than we are. This reads exactly as it should. Orion sits in the opposite of this direction that we just read about, which would be considered the anti-galactic center. So you could even call the butterfly cluster the Christ in your mind, so you could maybe understand it better at a different level. And you could call the Orion the Antichrist. You'll see why I said that in a moment, because it's the anti-galactic center. And the ancients called this direction the gate of man, not the gate of God or the gods. This is the gate of man, which has not become human yet. But Christ did come here as man. That's why they show the throne of God and the nebula that they show Christ in all the time, because he came here as man, but he left a God, or the God, because God did it first so that we could. So because God did it first, we can. That's why we're getting out of here. That's why we can do this. In the Greek tale, Ophiuchus tramples on the Scorpio, and having received the elixir of life from the serpent, restores Orion to life. At the time, Orion set at sunrise on the winter solstice. Now, this was back when the Egyptians had their pyramids lined up to the belt of Orion, thereby symbolically entering the underworld. No, we don't want to be in the underworld, y'all. To be reborn as he rises. I'm not sure this, I don't even want to butcher that word. Hang on. Heliacal. Oh, I should do that again. Relating to or near the sun is what it means. I should have also done that, and so now I have. On the summer solstice, which is when I was born. As Orion dies, sets at sunrise. On the winter solstice, Scorpio does rise, but with Ophiuchus on its back, rising. Sorry. Oh God, I can't say it. I just said it a minute ago. I'm going to do this every time, and so I can say it right. Heliacally, rising with the sun as a Scorpio dies. When Orion rises, I can't believe my brain is not connecting it with my tongue. Heliacally, because they're only saying Heliacal. They're not saying Heliacally, because it's C-A-L-L-Y. And I'm going to have to point out, since I see it now and I do fun with words, this is a call. C-A-L-L is in the word. E.T. phone home? I don't know. So, where Orion rises heliacally, rising with the sun in the summer, Ophiuchus also is setting, driving the scorpion down into the underworld beneath her. Because also in astrology, the underworld are the fall and winter months. And the paradise, I forget how they word it, but the way I see it is the paradise is spring and summer, when life happens, in fall and winter, when death happens. Ophiuchus and Orion represent part of our cycle of life. Cycle, circle, zoom out. The Milky Way is a circle that we all incarnate into as going from earthly beings through the gate of man, Orion, eternal beings through the gate of the gods, and this is the goal. We're going from Orion to Sagittarius, from the gate of man to the gate of the gods. Strange rumblings at the center of our galaxy. Now, it's occurring to me now, the wow sound, the wow noise. It came from the center of the galaxy. I have not pointed that fact out yet. The wow came from the center of I don't remember how to spell that, but it'll correct me. I wasn't too far off. Okay, let's see if there's images. No, too zoomed in. They're not gonna. I like this picture that I found a grip ago. I'm gonna open this in a new tab. The wow noise came from the Milky Way, and they picked it up here on Earth. And they just said, wow, they don't know. They're not sharing it with us anyway. They damn well should. Because if they don't understand it, one of us might, and it might even be me. They need to tell me what they heard or let me hear it, something. So yes, this is connected to the wow noise because it came from the center, a black hole in the center of the galaxy, which is the butterfly cluster, the splendors of the heavens. Yeah, all they ever showed us. Oh, they're claiming the wow signal is explained after 40 years in this article. How ironic that it's been 40 years in the desert. In the not knowing. I don't know. All of these links will be below when I end the video. I did not come here to read this. I may do another video on that if I decide there's enough information in here for me to even bother. What? When did they get this? What the actual bleep? Well, here at the bottom of the article, it says this. Let me check this too. Okay. Bottom line, astronomer Antonio Antonio Paris and his team have new evidence suggesting that the well-known wow signal from 1977 is when it happened. It happened in 1977. Just going to throw this out there, the year Elvis died. That's why it jumps out at me the most. But also, my mother and my daughter were both born on a 19th day of different months. And actually, my daughter was born in the spring, and my mother was born in the fall, and she was a Scorpio. November 19th. Actually, it was April 19th. And then 7 biblically, you know, that's a big biblical number. So we received the wow signal. I did not realize what year it was. It was 1977 that we received the wow signal. 40 years later, it had been explained. And this article was written in June on what? What? I didn't even know this was going to happen, y'all. You're watching it live. It's fresh. I hope you can hear me good. Hello to everyone who showed up. This article was written June 7th, which June is the 6th month because I'm the 7th month and that's July. So 6th month in June, on June 7th in 2017, we received, so 2017 must have been the mark from 1977 to 2017 must be 40 years. I ain't doing the math, but that's what this article is claiming right now. This will be below, and actually I could I can put this in live chat. I muted my video. Yep. I'll put that in live chat. Hello, Jen Fisher. Thank you for coming. This is going to be amazing. Hello, Tony's Coffee House. Paul from Newcastle. Listen up, buddy. Yep, Jubilee. It's a Jubilee. No, Jubilees are every 50 years. Not 40 years. Who else? Is it just you two? You three? It's just you three right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a thank you for each of you. All right, back to this thing here. I was going... Okay. So, in 1977, long thought by some to be a sign of extraterrestrial life. Well, if it's not here on Earth, it's extraterrestrial. Because we are the ancient aliens we're looking for. We're space cowboys, you know, it's us. Is in fact a natural phenomenon and was generated by a comet. I wonder what the comet was, because they're not saying, because it ends just, oh, comet. So, okay, so we have asteroid and comet things flying through periodically. We'd have to do some research to find out what that comet was, what they've named it, to get a deeper meaning. I may have to do another video, you guys, because what I've been talking about is where the wow sound came from. And let me put this aside. The link will be below. It's in live chat now. Okay. Before I go to reading any more, I want to see if I can find that black hole. I know, there it is. Wait, no, that's a thing. No, that is the dark, well, that's a dark nebula. And I think that that's actually the black hole. And it's not totally in the butterfly cluster, but it is next to it. It's called a dark nebula. But that's what they're calling it in here. But that article said it's a black hole. And again, I want to show you that Come on, come on. In stellarium, if you zoom out and angle the camera view properly, the Milky Way becomes a circle, and we still have most of that planetary lineup. And actually, we still do have the planetary lineup. It's just the moon is further over and into Gemini now. It's become more of a bow now. It is still there. And the other two planets are as well. Okay, back to the article, proving my point. I love doing this. Okay. I love truth. It's beautiful. Oh, let me get a drink. One moment. Okay. Oh, I think I'm going to do this too. Come on. Come on, you drunken mouse. I might not be able to do what I want to do. There we go. Put my 12-year-old picture up there on screen now. So the title of this, what I'm about to read again, was called Strange Rumblings at the Center of Our Galaxy. You will become the 13th, which is Ophiuchus, and you will be, says, cursed by the other generations, and you will be, or you will come to rule over them. Now, this is not saying that you will be cursed. I don't prefer this translation because it makes people think, well, then I don't want anything to do with it because I'm going to be cursed. No, they will curse you. They will hate you because they will see you as smarter than them because you found something they didn't find, but they could have found it too had they been looking, because if you seek, you will find. And I did, and I did. In the last days, you know, it's an Easter egg hunt. Go find your eggs. An egg is literally going to be mentioned in here. And a few years ago, I stood up out of bed after sleeping all night, and the second my feet hit the floor, I said egg. I never understood why. Slowly but surely, I'm finding out why. What? This is crazy. This is beautiful. In the last days, they will curse you. Curse your ascent to the holy generation. They'll be mad because you made it and they didn't. I say to you, my name has been written on this, and then they don't know. So this must be from the Bhagavad Gita. I don't know how you say that shit. That thing. I'm close. But I'm still, I don't think I said it right. I butchered it. I apologize. But my name has been written on it, on that book of life. In that book of life, your name has to be written in the Lamb's book of life. As in, I love the truth and am married to it. That's all. To get your name there. That's all you have to do. That and be good. Be a decent individual. They'll all get in eventually, just maybe not this time. So, but they're saying, my name has been written on this blank of the generations of the stars through the human generations. And this is in the Gospel of Judas, who only did what he was born to do, because Christ was born to do what he was born to do, and Judas was necessary. However, this could be a different Judas, but I'm just making that point while we're here. Ophiuchus is the crossing over. I studied Hebrew roots, another way of just Old Testament learning the Bible, for 5 years. Penti, 5 is Penti, for 5 years. And the word Hebrew means to cross over. And this is all about the crossing and the crossing over. So we're going to Hebrew, my friends. We're going to cross over. So Ophiuchus is the crossing over constellation. That's why they hid it from us. As you move your sight through the sky, observing the signs on the outside of Ophiuchus, starting with Scorpio, and move your eyes over to Sagittarius, you cross over the direction towards the galactic center. I need to mark that first. I hope you guys can still see that, because I'm going to do something here so that you can see both. Ophiuchus is the crossing over constellation. As you move your sight through the sky, observing the signs on the outside of Ophiuchus, which we would have to zoom out to do. I'll click back on this. Okay. Starting with Scorpio. I'm going to move it over this way. Scorpio's down here, below the butterfly cluster. And move your eyes over to Sagittarius, which is from here to there, small jump. You cross over the direction towards the galactic center. Also, this is the Jordan River above. I also see it as not just a river, but the Jordan River specifically. It's where you get baptized. And in the lore, there is even this river and a big giant man belly flopping into the river to swim, or you could even say be baptized in the water of life. And again, if you drink from this water, you will never taste death. Okay, back to this. The sign opposite in the sky from Ophiuchus is Orion. Now imagine the Earth tilting to one side, allowing the elliptic path of the sun to cross up into Ophiuchus, or Ophiuchus to seem to dip down. Well, I would say they worded that wrong again. Ophiuchus seems to dip down into the elliptic path. Now move your wobble and tilt. I can't do any of them tricks in there at all. To about 13,000 years later, Earth is tilting to the other side of the sky. So Orion is on the side that our Earth is tilting towards, with the sun's alignment with the galactic center on the winter solstice, which I did a video on. When the sun goes through the Milky Way, it's born again. It's also there for at least 3 days and 3 nights, if not longer. I need a drink. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, tilting towards. With the sun's alignment with the galactic center on the winter solstice, the sun will be in the sign of Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer. They say holder. Eventually they say bearer. This represents mankind crossing over. It's also like Hercules. It's, oh, what's the other thing they call it? The hero's journey. The hero's journey. The hero's journey. SAVIOR, self. This represents mankind crossing over back to the gate of the gods, higher consciousness. We've been talking about this for years. That's why they're in such a panic out there in the world right now for the past 3 years. It's because of us. It's hilarious. I love it. Okay. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. The serpent bearer, see, now they're saying it right. The serpent bearer is represented as Ophiuchus, which I figured that out all by myself years ago, and then found articles like this to confirm it afterwards. It's amazing how things happen to me in my life. 12 disciples plus Christ, Ophiuchus, equals 13 zodiacs. We got the 12 and the 1. Also, 3 and 1 is 4, and that's a foundation, a sturdy foundation right here. The constellation itself depicts Christ wrestling and getting control of the serpent. Oh, ego, I would say, the ego. Hang on. Okay. Control of the serpent. There's also 2 serpents. There's, you know, the wicked or evil serpent, or the serpent of death. And then there's the serpent of life, the wise serpent. So Christ wrestling and getting control of the serpent. Ophiuchus has his foot on Scorpio. This represents Christ walking on the water. Scorpio being a water sign. Scorpio being the sign of death also, and rebirth, and is the only sign with 3 symbols. I don't know exactly what the only sign with 3 symbols means. Maybe it's because in the past it was also an eagle, but that kind of doesn't make sense. So maybe that's why they got rid of the eagle and made it be that. So now I still don't know. So never mind. I'm not going to finish that thought. We are almost ready for our Earth and solar system to move through the galactic plane. The Milky Way. The axis shifts and the stars, Draco the dragon and Ophiuchus the serpent bearer, will be seen in the skies rather than Orion, which is also Osiris in the past. The new light codes are here to assist us in the next step of the great shift. The old initiation being through Orion. I'm going to say that again, because the Egyptians back then set up their pyramids to be aligned with Orion's belt, so I am not wrong. This was the old initiation through Orion or Osiris, and the 1111 doorway of oneness. So that was the 1111 doorway of oneness. Now, ironically, when my daughter was born in the 4th month on the 19th day, she was born at 11:11 a.m. No joke. And that's when 11:11, at age 16 for me, or almost 17, began stalking me day and night. I saw it all the time. Still do. As the initiation of the Great Pyramid took us through the doorway of Orion, I'm not sure how you say this word, because now they're not saying Osiris. They're changing it. And How do you pronounce it? Well, we can look at images. And I'm not even going to bother with the word. The link will be below. You guys can play with it too. Anyway, as the initiation of the Great Pyramid took us through the doorway of Orion, the union of opposites occurred. As the Earth and solar system move through the galactic plane, the axis shifts. The cosmic egg slash serpent Kundalini, mine astrology. I'm the wise serpent, and my spirit animal is bat. I have to go revisit that to see if egg is in there anywhere. I think it is. I think that would blew my mind. I gotta go look it up. But egg has to be included. I'm sure of it. Vibrating fully with life force, creating energy, begin to move to the crossover point and into our higher light octaves, just like the Mayan astrology, and KM Titans did in their time. Now, there was something else here that jumped out at me. Bible scripture about crossing over. Oh yeah, the energy, the Kundalini energy. When I left We Are Awake's channel after a 6-hour marathon on the 2nd, when that planetary alignment was happening, again, I'm going to say that I was vibrating hard. I could feel my aura vibrating. And that video ended at 4 a.m. And I told them before I left, and the video is still up, you can go see it for yourself. Go sub his channel and go watch that one. I told them, I said, I have no idea how I'm ever going to get to sleep tonight. I'm vibrating so high. I'm so charged, supercharged right now. So being in that video for 6 hours activated my Kundalini. Well, I found out a couple days later when I was on We Are Awake's channel again, and I told him that that happened to me. That blew his mind because he said the same thing happened to him. So he also had a Kundalini experience. Okay, so moving on after the crossing over point and into our higher light octaves, and the Titans did in their time. At the opposite sides of the heavens to Orion, Osiris, is Ophiuchus, the 13th sign. On the other side of the Golden Gate / Gate of God, which is our main focus, it's mine, I hope it's yours, lies the Silver Gate, the Gate of Man, which is over there at Orion. The Silver Gate, the Gate of Man, is between Taurus, the Pleiades, and Gemini. I think the Pleiades are in Taurus and then Gemini, so it's in between. Whatever Heru is, Heru. And then there's scripture here. Christ held 7 stars in his hand, Revelation 1:16. I think they could have added more. Those 7 stars are in the Pleiades. And Orion is the throne. Christ is also there in the nebula beneath the throne. And so therefore Orion is also Christ. Christ is all of them. Christ wields them all. So you can't say he's not real because he wields them all. And he came to show us how to wield them all too. And I will learn it if it's the last thing I ever do. And it will be the last thing I ever do. Because then I'm going home. The 7 stars are the Pleiades, the leg of the cow or bull Taurus. Orion, as Christ in Revelation, Christ plays different parts throughout the entire book. He starts out lamb, which is Aries. He's crucified as a sacrificial lamb also in Aries. As Christ in Revelation, there is no S. Revelation points the way to the Pleiades. Orion in ancient Egypt, Kemet, is depicted holding Aldebaran, the brightest star in the Taurus constellation, in his hand. Aldebaran in Hebrew means the follower. As this star follows the Pleiades, 7 stars, on May 20th, 2012, May's the 5th month, all this junk really got going in 2020. So there's the 20. My older sister's birthday was in May, except for it was May 10th. And this happened, or they're talking about May 2012. There will be a solar, or was, it says on May 20th, 2012, there was a solar eclipse conjunctive the stars of the Pleiades. A unique alignment of the sun and the moon between the earth and the stars of the Pleiades. I don't know if it's as unique as the one I just showed you in this video and the other video are. This one was pretty amazing. I'd have to get in Stellarium and look to see how amazing that one was. Oh, okay. 33 cosmic ruler. I don't know why it says, okay, 33 cosmic ruler, fix thy house, crescent horn moon, follow 7 lamps, 7 stars, Pleiades stars. Hero king, light 7 lamps in a row, thou wilt firmly fix thy house. I am the worst demon of all, and our stars are in heaven. 7 stars, humble in sheen, and all together, and we are goddesses, the Testament of Solomon. Now later you will learn that they also called the stars demons. It doesn't mean what they've taught us it means. Yes, there's evil people in this world, but we have to change our wordings. 7 demons are the 7 stars of the Pleiades, or the 7 sisters in other lore. The demons were code for stars. That's all. On the other side of this gate, well, Solomon, wait a minute, Solomon commanded the demons to help build his temple. So this is what they're talking about. He commanded the stars, just like Christ, just like we're going to do. 7 demons are the 7 stars of Pleiades. A demon. Okay, stars. On the other side of this gate lies the Golden Gate, the gate of God. And other ways they've worded it is God's plural, which is located between Scorpio and Sagittarius, my focus, where Ophiuchus is also located. When the sun aligns with the galactic center where Ophiuchus is located, not where Ophiuchus is located, this will complete the union between mother and father. To enter the gate of man means death to yourself. The doorway through Orion is closing as we unify ourselves, merging light and dark within, as we then move through the next doorway, which is Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, which is exactly 180 degrees opposite of Orion. And as we unify, the serpent kundalini rises in us and we become resurrected, we did not have Mandela effect and throw our stupid butts back at Orion. We are still in the arm of Sagittarius on our way home. We will not miss the mark this time. Just like I wanted to say Obadiah, but that is not Obadiah. How do you say it? Meaning Obia. I didn't think I'd say it right if I said it that way. So it's Obia, a kind of sorcery practiced especially in the Caribbean. Well, I'm going to also say the tarot card, the magician. Christ became the magician, so will we. So just like the magician, the magician's secret, hidden and unknown, the 13th constellation, Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, is secret, hidden, and unknown. So Ophiuchus is the magician. According to Greek legends, Ophiuchus, as Asclepius, the Egyptian Imhotep, was murdered by Zeus because he was on his way to bring healing herbs to humanity, which would have given them immortality and the ability to raise people from the dead. Asclepius provides the answer to why a zodiac sign seems hidden. The earth has a heartbeat. Physicists call it the Schumann resonance field. I would also say human, fun with words. They just added an S to the word human. Hello? Can anybody hear me? Is anybody out there? Breaker 19. I'm going to say that again. The earth has a heartbeat. Physicists call it the Schumann resonance field. We are now over 12 beats per cycle. When we reach 13 beats, apparently the heartbeat's even going to change. I'm going to guess as we rise, it'll come up to 13 beats. This is also the heart chakra, love consciousness. All you need is love. The magnetic field will drop. The local universe will become electric, like I was that night on the 2nd. Electric, conducting heat to the planet. Okay, that's right. This is hilarious, y'all. Okay, so as this happens, as the Earth's speed, as we raise our consciousness and our vibration, the Earth is going to go from 12 beats per cycle to 13 beats because there used to at least be 13 months instead of 12. Apparently, we're going to have that again. And this is the heart chakra, love consciousness. And it's the magnetic, and it will cause the magnetic field to drop, which will in turn cause the local universe to become electric, conducting heat to the planet. Global warming, anyone? This is the true global warming that they're in such a panic about, because they are evil people. They love death, not life. They love lies, not truth. And they love it cold. So they're trying to keep the planet cold because it's heating up. And also, when I was supercharged that night, when that happens to me, I did get really hot. I was like sweating, and I had to turn my heater off. It's winter. I had to turn my heater off. I was so hot. And it took me 2 hours to cool down enough to go to bed. So this is your global warming cause. This is why they want us unalived. This is why they want us unalived. That's how we say it on TikTok. We have to say it that way over there. Moving forward. That was fun. Orion's belt is the universal umbilical cord. So Orion's belt is the universal umbilical cord of the Orion people, called Orion thinking man, or original man. You could even say caveman, the originals. You know, when we first came here, we weren't very evolved. It was just how we were in the beginning. That's all. There's like no slurs here at all. This cord is the ethereal pathway connecting the original man of wisdom. I guess they were pretty smart, but not as smart as we are now. They weren't dumb. They did have wisdom. They were not dumb like the world would have us think. Oh, they were cavemen. No, they just lived in caves. Ugh, we have to rewrite the story, guys, because they lied. This cord is the ether. Ether is my element in my astrology also. This cord is the ethereal pathway. Maybe the umbilical cord is also considered the serpent. That's a cool thought. This cord is the ethereal pathway connecting the original man of wisdom with his divine parent mind, the God self, the exhuming of a nation. Now, there's scripture on bringing the dead back to life. Exhuming. I'm going to do it. For those who do not know, is to exhume. And it means to dig out something buried, especially a corpse, from the ground. I just said a thing. Raising the dead to life, y'all, and not zombie apocalypse. Strange rumblings at the center of our galaxy. Apparently, we're going to talk about this again. The Coptic key of the Messiah is 4555, so 4,555, which speaks of what? How do you friggin' say that word? No, of course it's not going to tell me, but there's a story about it. I'll try to pronounce it. Azoio. Is that what the monkeys were saying maybe in The Wizard of Oz? Azoio. Oh, I don't know. It just came to mind. I'm just throwing it out there. That's possible though. The cosmic light located, apparently that's what the light is called. The cosmic light located in the constellation, which is the mother and child. And this is still Christmas until January 6th. January 6th is the 12th day of Christmas. Mother and child. Very timely, this video is. Some claim that this is a sign of Ophiuchus between Scorpio and Sagittarius, and I am inclined to agree. Must cough and get a drink. One moment. But of course, this mouse of mine just does not, it's a new one, and it does not like to listen. I get it over on the TV screen, it starts acting like a drunken monkey. It doesn't want to go where I tell it to go. It's annoying. Do you know the ordinances of heaven? No, not yet, but I'm working on it. The rules of the cosmos, the order, the real order, and canst thou set the dominion thereof in the earth? Job 38:33. You probably want a better translation for that. Did suck a little. That kind of sucked suckily. Let's see. Let's make it not suck suckily. Do you know the laws of heaven? Can you set up God's dominion over the earth? Over the earth, the dome, where it's all written there. And it was God's challenge to Job as well. I'll probably have to start another video to read more into that. I'll name it Job 38:33 in detail and put the link below the video. Because we're going to do this. We're going to go. What did I do with my, here it is, you should be over here. We're getting to the butterfly cluster one way or another, y'all. Okay, closing this, back to the article. In other words, do you understand the electromagnetic energy from the stars has an effect on the kingdom of the ruling operation of the earth? Have you not seen? Do you not know? The electromagnetic energy from the bodies of the constellations act upon the cells of the brain, able, not Cain, to understand these light codes with information as this energy opens the gates of your city, the cranial nerves. There's something else that was coming to me as I was reading that. Crap. Well, definitely no issues with your corona. Those who know what I just said. Ophiuchus is a higher octave of Scorpio. Octave, we have to hit the right note, the right tone, the right tune, because in the end we're going to sing a new song. Scorpio, spiritual death, change. My mother was a Scorpio. She was evil. She was the complete and utter dark side of it, but she was Scorpio. I love that. That's the higher octave. And what would be a higher octave than death but life? And it is a transition from one state to another, from death to life. It is this earth which is the death of the divine soul. Yes. I'm going to say that again. It is this earth which is the death of the divine soul or souls, the gods. Us came to die so that we mortals might live. Why are we here? Everybody's like, archons, traps. I'm not trapped here. You know, some of us are here to help. I am one who is here to help. I'm in it, not of it. But there are those who are still in it and of it, and we are here to help them. That's why we make videos like this. We are all divine souls. So again, it is the earth which is the death of the divine soul. It is this earth which is the death of the divine soul. The gods, us, came. So just like Christ, we came, the ascended masters came to die, just like Christ, so that we mortals might live, we and they, us. So we came to die that we might live, just like Christ. When humans have the right understanding, see, that's why no one wants anything to do with the Bible anymore, because all the religions shat all over it. They mistranslate it. They told blatant lies. They taught the lies that were in there. You were supposed to find the pearls and separate them out, like I have done. We've got to get past all of this, or you're going to be like this is about to read. You're going to be like Lucifer falling. You're going to be like a bug hitting a windshield, falling back down to earth. And because of your light, when you hit that dome, you're going to cause a bolt of lightning as you fall back down to earth, just like Lucy did. Lucifer. When humans have the right understanding, the correct understanding, they can birth the God and thus uplift earthly existence. You know, I don't know that we're leaving this earth. We might be bringing it with us. We might be bringing it with us to the butterfly cluster. That's what I feel. So they can birth the God and thus uplift earthly existence. As long as people are ignorant of their divine purpose, the gods are dead. And this earth has become hell. Say it ain't. Say, we all say it. We know this earth has become hell. Absolutely, positively, absolutely, positively. This earth has become hell, and we must lift it up high. Get it over there in the butterfly cluster. The splendors of the heavens. Or the underground, or the underworld to the gods is another way of saying it. So the gods are dead if we don't learn our divine purpose. The gods are dead, and this earth has become hell, or the underworld to the gods. The worst punishments are what we face. We are facing the worst punishments in this life because we have not accomplished what we need to accomplish yet, but we're going to. Now that we can picture it in our heads, we have a visual of the goal line. If we do not nurture the divine soul here and now, we punish ourselves. It isn't someone else. We are punishing ourselves by not achieving our true potential. The human race has great potential. The divine soul falls, or I'm going to say like Nathan would, the divine inner child falls to earth and incarnates in human beings. This is Lucifer, the light bringer, coming to earth or falling to earth. Come on, mouse. $18 I find this very interesting. I was always curious. 18 years of Christ's life is missing in the Bible. From the age of 12 to the age of 30 is missing. The sun actually leaves the zodiac, so the 12, for 18 days while it is transiting or crossing the astrological sign of Scorpio, the third water sign. During this 18-day period, the sun is outside of the boundaries of the traditional zodiac and enters the constellation of Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer. So in that 13th month, I'm wondering, since this is a previously written article, if the earth is now got the heartbeat of the 13 instead of the 12. And this is why I was driven to come back to this after 2 years and finish the work that I started. That's what I think. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. John 3:14. We're back to the Bhagavad Gita. I don't know. I know there's a lot of those in there. The ancient Greeks, who received much of their knowledge from Egypt, believed that souls reside in the Milky Way between incarnations, and that there are two gates on the Milky Way. These are the Silver Gate of Gemini, through which souls descend to earth, not ascend, descend to earth, fall like Lucifer, and the Golden Gate of Sagittarius, through which souls ascend. Other versions say the souls of men can ascend by either gate, but I don't buy that crap, and I don't think they do either. But that the Silver Gate leads to reincarnation and the ancestors, and the Golden Gate leads beyond reincarnation. That's how I see it. The Golden Gate leads to beyond reincarnation, and the Silver Gate leads to reincarnation. Period. We're not going to add any confusing crap that makes no sense at all. That is how it is. I am sure of it. And the Golden Gate leads beyond reincarnation. The Golden Gate is also that through which the gods ascend. So we will reach godhood and ascend, because Christ did it first. And who was Christ but God in the flesh? And he did it so that we could do it. He came to show us how to do it. He came, he was a good person, he knew right from wrong. And this is just how it is. It's just how it works. There's no, oh, woe is the ones that aren't ready yet. No, we're not going to even go there, because they will come to this same knowledge as I have. We will see them there someday when they are ready. We are all here. Some of us have been here longer than others. Some of us are more done, more ready than others. There's nothing wrong with that. We've got to get that out of our heads. That just causes confusion. And if it causes confusion, it's a lie. The Silver Gate is just above the hand of Orion, which is the one he's holding that bat up with. So like, they do a lot of moon magic when the moon or the sun is hovering over the arm of Orion. Like, it looks a lot like the Statue of Liberty as well. But the Statue of Liberty has fire coming out, so I'm going to say that's when the sun is over it. And Orion, there's moon magic when the moon's over it too. They do both. The duality that we are to overcome, they do both. So the Silver Gate is just above the hand of Orion, who the Egyptians associated with Osiris, and they depicted him holding a star in his hand. I have not investigated to see what that star is, but we can always do that later. The arrow of Sagittarius, which is the meaning of life. I proved that in another video that I made. It's not so much about everything else, but the arrow of Sagittarius, not missing the mark, hitting our target, is the meaning of life. We've got to do this. The arrow of Sagittarius and the sting of the Scorpio define the position of galactic center, which, with accompanying mythology, the foot of Ophiuchus, the serpent handler, is also right over the galactic center, as Raymond, however you say his last name, points out. This happens to be at the Golden Gate, which Gilbert brings attention to, while the Silver Gate lies the galactic and lies at the galactic anticenter. The direction in which the galactic superwave departed, which is defined by Orion's club and the horns of Taurus, or the Ankh in the hand of Osiris. The nearby Pleiades constellation is associated with catastrophe. I do believe that's catastrophe. Yes, catastrophe. Not just in Mexico, but also ancient Persia and many other cultures. This person, Love Violet, tells us. Okay. Now, I also want to do something else real quick so that you can have another visual here. In one of these star lores, these little bad boys are literally encircling and surrounding the butterfly cluster. I have to find it. I don't remember if it was closer to the top or the bottom. I felt like I needed to start at the bottom. I hope I wasn't wrong. Please do not take forever switching over, computer. Move as fast as I can move. Or click. I should have started at the top, probably. Yep. Should have started at the top. But I'll find it. You have to see so that you can put it to memory. Remember, it is also the hook. That's kind of what I'm looking for, but not exactly. If I remember correctly, it's probably Babylonian. Yeah, I should have started at the dang top. It's one of these. Yeah, right there. Boom. In Babylonian astrology, butterfly cluster is completely and utterly encircled by the foot of Ophiuchus and Sagittarius and Scorpio. Back to the reading. The Mayans say when the serpent feeds the eagle, then Quetzalcoatl, the many-plumed one, returns. And like I said, in some lore that isn't in Solarium at all, supposedly Scorpio used to be an eagle. I don't know how they mean that. I don't proclaim to understand everything they're saying here, but I do know that I found a gem. So the Mayans say that when the serpent feeds the eagle, then Quetzalcoatl, the many-plumed serpent one, returns. In the many eyes on the wings perspective is consumed into oneness, implosion, called e pluribus unum, out of many, one, on our dollar bill. So you're learning why that's there. Everyone thinks it's for, evil reasons. Everything has a reason, and they're not all evil. I just found a snag I gotta get on my finger before I hurt myself. The serpent Kundalini feeds the eagle, the pineal gland. When the serpent's spine, it's not juice, you could call it serum even, I think is a better word. Kundalini fire crosses the spark gap, like a spark plug, the spark gap. Okay, I keep having to cough, y'all. Okay, spark gap of the hypothalamus and meets the winged bird, i.e. pineal gland. One is reborn, which Ophiuchus represents rebirth. This is, I repeat, this is the Kundalini experience, is the born again experience. Born again. Oh, here comes the egg. Here comes the egg. Just like Ophiuchus is located at the galactic center / Milky Way, the hypothalamus gland is the egg / philosopher's stone. So I must have been somewhere in a dream that day. I woke up and my feet hit the floor and I stood up and said egg out loud. I've never done it before then. I've never done it since with any word ever. Just that one time. So it's the egg and the philosopher's stone at the mouth of the serpent, at the 0 point. I was also born at midnight, which is also called 0 hour, which is new beginnings. You could say Ophiuchus relates to the hypothalamus gland that sits in your galactic center, at the center of your brain, between your left and right brain. This is the true third eye and is connected to your reptilian serpent brain limbic system, where the pineal gland, solar masculine, and pituitary lunar feminine meet at point 0 hypothalamus gland, the alpha and the omega. And who is Christ? But he sits on that pineal throne. And he came to, how is it said? Not breach the gap. To fill in the gap, I got to find the scripture. Believe the gap. I want to say it right. To bridge the gap. Yeah, I should have. Yes, to bridge the gap, doy. He came to bridge the gap between us and God. And he came to conquer the powers of death and hell and sin and Satan, ego and death. Because Christ rose from the dead, we need no longer fear death, for death's power has been shattered. Death, where is thy sting? Scorpio, death. The Rainbow Bridge is the bridge. Is there more to the story about Osiris being cut into 14 pieces and one piece not being found? Because it's not about the flesh, it's about the spirit. You have to deny the flesh and live only for the spirit in order to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Only 13 pieces of him are put back together, even though the sun over a great year or a great year's time will move through 14 signs, the normal 12 plus Ophiuchus and Orion. And this is true. I've seen it in Stellarium. This happens. It won't ever be in 14 signs during the same year, as the tilt of the earth allows Ophiuchus to enter the sun's path for part of the great year, the other part of the great year allows Orion to enter, always being in 13th though. We just entered the summer solstice back then when they wrote this. On this was any summer solstice. On the summer solstice, the sun sits at the gate of man between Taurus and Gemini. Between Taurus and Gemini sits the top cusp of Orion, where the sun actually rides this cusp for 3 days every year. Some of you were born during this time, and so your zodiac or ascendant sign would be in the Osiris sign. But we are unaware of this, aren't we? We are not in tune to know such things due to many modern day practices and watered down astrology toy programs of today. I am looking into the real deal here. Watered down toy programs or watered down scriptures will never show Ophiuchus or Orion rising being made for entertainment or scam purposes. They only mimic the sky that never was. They lie. They because they've hidden. They never talk about Orion much, yet it's at the beginning or end of every movie or TV show, but they never added it into the astrology, and they certainly didn't with Ophiuchus either. And that is how that article ends. There seems to be other things down here that I will have to do future videos on. If I deem them worthy, they probably will be. But I must go check live chat now and end this video because I don't want it to be longer than it already is. You can have your silver key or you can have your gold key, but I say gold key is better because we are going to go to the butterfly cluster where that wow signal came from, and that will be the last thing we ever do here unless we can bring here with us. Definitely going to do a video on that. Okay, now to this and stop sharing screen. Okay, now to chat. Back up to the top. Yep. We got Tony's Coffee House, Jen Fisher, Paul from Newcastle. Let's see. Malcolm Sheen, hello. You said that right, Malcolm Sheen, yep. Oh, wow, and you were born in 77? Wow. Wow. And 77 days from the end of the year. That's super cool. He said Queens. Paul from Newcastle saying Queens 7 year. Silver Jubilee, 7th of June, 1977. Okay. Orphan Annie, hey. Yes, I so long to live in a world where I can truly thrive, being the best version of myself, and where I don't have to eat, sleep, or slave. Yeah, exactly. She says she refuses to incarnate with evil and live in bondage. Well, that's kind of an oxymoron there because we're not living yet, sister. but we're gonna. Because evil is just dead. Live is life. So we are existing, barely existing in bondage, which is evil because it's death. And we are going to have that life more abundantly. Stalking, I don't know. I'm stalking the butterfly cluster. In case you didn't understand that part. I can't read chat and an article at the same time, so yeah. Yeah, what I'm looking into is not really something many people are even talking about. So none of this is anything that we've known about. Hello, Jared Jaguar. Hello. So this is definitely new stuff. Moving forward. Odie Odin. Yeah, if you need to contact me, my email address is on my YouTube channel and you can comment underneath any video. But if you really want to contact me, my email address is on my YouTube channel. My email is on my page. It's on my About page, Odie Odin. She's now, Olfra Nanny is now asking if I've ever checked out the Lesser Key of Solomon. Well, that's what I was just reading about. That's probably the reincarnation silver key, because the golden key is not the lesser key. It's the key of life. It's the golden ticket. But yeah, I have looked into all of that. Yeah, not conjuring demons. The stars were called demons back then. That's all. We do this without religious thoughts in mind. We do this because this is what we need to do. The sun is not bad. The sun gives life. The sun brings everything to life. There's nothing wrong with the sun. That's more religious speak that they've taught us, and we have to stop doing. Yes, we get smarter as we get older sometimes. I agree, Orphan Annie. Yeah, they really did a number on us with their lies. The sun gives life. How could it be bad? Yeah, here we go with the spammy ridiculousness that showed up in We Are Awake's channel the other day. We're going to report. And we are going to report that they are perverts. And then we are going to hide them from the channel. And then yep, that's everything. Moving forward from the perversions that want to stop us from our missions. We do too have a solid foundation. I'm placing that foundation as we speak. Orphan Annie. where we're learning who we are, why we are, and where we're going. Well, I'm thinking Odin. It absolutely has to do, in part at least, with our DNA code. When we're Kundalini activated, and we're vibing high, that's changing our DNA, absolutely. Jared Jaguar. Jared Jaguar agrees with Orphan Annie. And I agree with Orphan Annie. It's been cut off. And then they say, I believe, soon to basically be reattached. Well, reactivated also. It is lion with the lamb. I'm a Leo. I gave birth to an Aries. It is absolutely lion and lamb, not wolf. I'm not buying that crap. I know they've purposely changed it, but we have to believe and know what we already believe and know. We can't let them toss us to and fro with their insanities. I don't think we should focus on that at all. Like they lied to us about Earth ain't in Sagittarius anymore. It's in Orion. No, it already was. It isn't now. And now we're in Sagittarius and we're not changing that. No, not on my watch. I gotta scroll through these faster because I need to end this. Yep, the magic of butterflies. It's a hellish realm because we haven't done what we need to do. Hello, Nathan. Let's see. What's this one? Oh, you can show that. I think I have my settings set to block certain things that might be questionable comments. So your comment can now be seen, Orphan Annie. I have decoded what you were saying there. Yeah. And the comment at 7:22 can now be seen at time 7:22. Nathan says, my goal is to win the lottery for us on the Epiphany tomorrow. $1 billion. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then we can get more people on the same page so that they are of like mind, so we can get there faster and speed up time. Yes, your divine inner child. Yes, Jared Jaguar. Yes, Jaguar. Yes, you have to be an innocent little child, basically, to enter the kingdom. Yes, let it be so, Orphan Annie and Nathan. Let it be so. Yes. It is Nathan's destiny to win. Yes. Okay, Orphan Annie. Yeah, just tap into that inner child, that innocent inner child, every day, as often as you think about it. It is doable. So, hello, OTW News. Thank you for being here. This is the article that I read here tonight. that I want to talk about when you're a guest on my channel or I'm a guest on your channel. I don't flip and care which way we do it as long as we do it, brother. For sure. And hopefully with Christos there too. Oh, I am thirsty. So anyone who is only here to listen to the reading of the article, you may leave now. Or at the time that, I stopped reading the article and started reading live chat. I didn't realize there'd be so many comments here. I may not read them all. I'm just trying to make sure that I've said hi to everyone and tried to respond somewhatly to them to the best of my ability. Someone else said that up there too. Oh, I'll just look at this one. April Thaxton said the ... means that part couldn't be read. I know what it means. It means that part couldn't be read, or they just don't want to tell us. Yes. No, that's how they do that in the Bhagavad Gita or whatever. That's how they do it in there. I haven't seen it many other places unless you're looking at extra biblical books that aren't in the Bible. They do that too. Husband's home. I'm probably going to have to end this. Yep. So I'm just going to have to end this, y'all. I didn't realize. So hello to everyone I didn't see. I'm scrolling quickly now. Hello, Suzanne. And let's see, anyone else I didn't say hi to yet? Malcolm, Shane, yep, saw you. You can always leave comments below the video. We can talk about it more then. Suzanne, hey. Yes, on point, yes. Glad you enjoyed it, OTW News. Careful, Mike, don't cough while I'm still live. Anyone else? Anyone else I haven't said hi to yet? Nope, that's everyone. All right, until next time, I love you all.